Hi, my name is Carolyn Dee Flores, and I am making my second YouTube video for my channel, and today I want to talk about thumbnails. This is about the process of making a picture book, and thumbnails are parts of the storyboard. A picture book is made up of 32 pages. Each thumbnail will look something like this. This in the middle right here, this would be the gutter. Okay, when you turn the page to the next page, that's called a page turn. I designate a page turn by creating a circle with a PT in the middle of it. You have the front cover, and on the other side of the front cover is the end page. This first page is the title page. So that would be page 1. Okay, page 2 and page 3 are the publisher's info and the dedication page. So we don't really start the book until, let's say, page 4 and 5. So let me kind of give you an idea of how to put a thumbnail together. So I know I want to introduce my main character. So my main character is Ashley. The whole premise of the book is that there are two bowls with two fish that don't know about each other, separated by a wall of books. Okay, so here's the bowl. Here's Ashley. And so we have the books. And I'm kind of using that, the gutter to be kind of like one of the books. Okay, and then we have another bowl over here, but I'm going to put a question mark because we want that to be a little mysterious. Ashley doesn't know about the other fish yet. Okay, and so so they're on a desk, and it looks like that. So basically, we have our first thumbnail here. Now, I left room for the text right here. Here will be the English words and then the Spanish words. Okay. And so this is kind of how I imagined the very first spread. Every time you have your main character in this like geometric form, I color in the main character. Okay, and here's also where I will do my value study. The value study means your darks and your lights. Now I have Ashley right here, and she's in this part of the book, since this is a book which goes from black and white to color, I still want her to show up quite a bit. So we'll have the water be very clear. She's just, you know, a little bit darker so that she shows up, and behind her, you know, we have some papers here on the desk, but behind her, we're going to make this really dark. Okay, this is your value study, your kind of black and white image of what the book is going to look like. We have back behind them a little bit of gray. The gray back here and kind of fades out, and this will be your page turn. So we've kind of set up what our first page will look like. On the second page, okay, we have, or it's the second spread, page 6, page 7, divided in half. And here I'm going to have a little tiny fish, okay, little tiny, because she's starting to imagine what her world might be like based on all of the information she's gotten from these books. A lot of people don't pick up on that, but that's part of the story. So what I've done is kind of made this kind of a dreamlike world by making it in constant clouds. Out here again, we do the value because I happen to know what it's going to be like. We have her bowl, and so she's imagining a giant tree. Okay, and here I want to use the crease or the gutter of the book to kind of play into the tree. Okay. Here's the beach that she's along. Here's the woolly goat. Okay, and in this particular spread, the darker color is going to be behind them. Okay, because the beach is going to be very light, and the tree is really dark. Okay, so this is the thumbnail for the second spread. And here again, I start to fill it in. What's really important about the way you design your pages is this. The text is a very, very important part of the book. And in this book, in The Amazing Watercolor Fish, it was really important. Arte Publico and I, my editor and I, really wanted to push the envelope here. So we have what's called concrete text. Concrete text was invented by Virginia Lee Burton back in with Little House, and it's where you have a spread like this, and let's say you have a road or something, and the text will kind of follow along. Or you have a building on one side that looks like this, and then the text would kind of look the same, right? And in this case, we have the text following the object. So she says, oh, maybe there's a giant tree, English text and Spanish text. A woolly goat, English text, Spanish text. A purple sea, the same thing right here, see? Or maybe, and here we have a page turn, because this leads right in to the next thumbnail, okay? Or maybe someone just like me behind the wall that I can't see. And what I really love about this next thumbnail, I'm not going to go very much further, but what I really love about this next thumbnail is the fact that there's so much room for text on this page. There's absolutely nothing on this side. Here's the bowl. You have your fish, Ashley, and she's seeing her reflection, which in the book is the first piece that's really in color. And here you go. You know, if you want to look at it that way. Here we will color her in, just to see that we've changed the scale. So we have kind of like a medium-sized fish, a tiny fish, a bigger fish here. And again, we can do our value study, which is going to be darker all across here. Okay? And this is really important because I just wanted to show the scale. Okay? I was, one of my favorite spreads, and it's not the next one, but one of my favorite spreads with Ashley is one where she's like looking up like this. Okay? And she's surrounded by ripples of water. Right? And there's text coming from off the page. And she's hearing it. So here, again, we have a much bigger Ashley, you know? And it's a very emotional moment for her. She hears that there's another fish, and we want to move in on her expression and what she's thinking. And that's really, really cool. So this is a little bit of the kind of thinking that you're doing while you're working on your thumbnails. It's not about drawing really beautifully. It's about getting those ideas down on paper. The text is very, very much a part of the illustrations. So later when I talk about the 5 levels of a picture book, the second level, which is the text and the illustration, it's got to be all together. It's got to be designed all together. Even this part, even this one word which goes into this page. Especially for an early reader, and especially for an early reader in rhyme, you want to leave plenty of room around the text. Sometimes I have pages with only text on them. Basically, this is where you do the composition of the book. You compose the plan for the book, and this is really the most exciting part of creating a book. At least it is for me. So, thank you very much for joining me. And in the next YouTube video, we're going to be talking about the 5 levels of a picture book and how important they are and how they all function as storytelling devices. Great. Catch you in a bit. This is Carolyn Dee Flores. Bye-bye.